Unless you were sitting in my shoes a week ago, you'll never know how scary it was to post that video titled 2019 One More Year. You'll never know how nervous and scared I was about posting that video, because I'm putting so much on the line. I'm putting so much at risk in my own personal life to do this for one more year, not knowing what the outcome's gonna be, trusting that it's gonna be good though, trusting that it's gonna be great. And then I post that video, it gets 332 views. I post the next video, it gets 500 views. I post a couple of Dark Souls RTC guides and post another episode of the Daily Dose, and boom, it gets 475 views. The interaction's crazy. I'm getting 20 to 30 of you guys comment and let me know your opinions on these things. I post my Tomb Raider coverage. You guys are enjoying that. I cannot tell you how amazing that makes me feel. I knew that I was doing the right thing on the first by coming back and giving it one more year. I was like 99% sure, but there's always that percentage of a chance that I'm blowing it, that I'm making the biggest mistake of my life type deal, right? And don't think that I didn't flip-flop on that decision for weeks, maybe even months prior to January the 1st, going, I'm gonna go out and get a 40-hour week gig. I'm gonna go ahead and just get a job January 1st, give up on YouTube. You'll never know how many times I went back and forth on that decision. So before we get into all these updates and all that stuff going on with the channel, I just wanted to say thank you for still being here, for trusting me with one more year to see where this thing can go. I cannot thank you guys enough for the support. Especially you guys who are supporting me over on Patreon. You guys have, some of you've upped your pledges. We had some new faces come over there and pledge. And then Robert, I do appreciate your PayPal donation. You decided to give over on PayPal. Thank you so much for that. I'll be using all that money to buy some games with this year. With all that said, let's get into some updates, guys. We have a lot going on with this channel. Now, obviously, we're going into our 2019. I have to focus on new games. For the last year and a half, I've been focusing on old games because, you know, when you play an old game, you're not under the time restrictions that you would be if you bought the game on the first day, right? When you buy that game on the first day, you have to get the coverage out quick. And I knew that I couldn't do that last year, but this year we have to make that shift because a lot of you guys do get the games on day one and you want that coverage to be there in the first 24 hours. So my plan is to continue to do all the projects I was doing. I made a video last year, talked about 4 major projects. My plan is to finish all those RTCs and do all those projects, but obviously it'll take second place to the day one coverage that's going to be coming up this year. Like, I know at the end of this month we've got Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know how many of you guys are going to be playing that, but I know it'll be a popular title. And then I think next month, I think PB Gent, you told me that Metro Exodus, I think, is coming out next month, around the middle of the month. That's also a possibility. I'll be looking at this stuff each week, seeing what I can cover, what I can't cover. Some of these guides are going to be better for just trophy coverage, like 2-3 minute videos for each one of the trophies. And some will be better for RTCs, and some will be better for both. I'll be making all those decisions on the fly. Just know that anytime this year, when a new game drops, I'll be focusing 100% of my time to get that game covered fully for the channel, and then I'll go back to some of the other projects that we talked about last year. Let me go ahead and refresh you guys' memory as to some of these projects. We have Shadow of the Tomb Raider. You can see right here, I've already built the guide. I'm still working on the final little bits of it or whatever. We have to get through Deadly Obsession. There's a couple other collectible trophies I need to add in here. But for the most part, it's done. I filmed all of this. Let me highlight all of this for you guys. I filmed all of this in one day, and I got all those trophies up except for some of the story-driven trophies. And then probably what I'll do between now and Saturday is film the rest of this guide. And you can see how many trophies I have. They're all the ones that are highlighted. So all that stuff will be going up in the next probably 10 days or so. You guys will be getting all these trophies in regular 2-3 minute videos. And of course, I'll also be filming the RTC while I'm recording these. So right now I already have this much of the RTC recorded. All this is recorded. So I'm kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone with that. I don't know when the RTC will come out, because like I said, if I stop to play Kingdom Hearts or Metro, then this coverage will be kind of put on the back burner for a few, but I will have the trophies up for you guys before then, if that makes sense. That'll help you guys if you're playing the game right now. Let's talk about Final Fantasy X. I brought that up last year. You can see I've been working, guys. It's just not done yet, but you can see that I started working on my notes for this game. For those of you who don't know, some of my patrons may not even know this. You guys have access to this version of the guide over on Patreon. For $1 or more, I give you guys the picture version. For those of you who don't care about the picture version, you can just get this free version right here just by sending me an email. I'll send you these notes. I like to do this picture version for people over on Patreon just to give them a little bit of extra bonus for their support for the channel. And then also I follow these guides right here when I play the game because it's easier for me to follow pictures than it is for me to follow text. So you can see that I've gotten, if you've ever played Final Fantasy X, you'll know how far along I am in the game. You can see all these notes I've been taking, and I'll show you where I am at the moment. I'm in the Via Purifico right here. So you can see how much work I've been doing on this game. So obviously there's still a lot of in-game stuff I need to do, right? You got to go through and beat the game first, and there's a ton of stuff to do in the in-game for trophies. So have a little bit more time left to get this one up. I know a lot of you are going to be concerned about Dark Souls Remastered. I will have that done by the end of the month, guaranteed. I think I have maybe about 6 more episodes to shoot, and then about 15, actually about 16 episodes to do commentary on. And then I'll have that one completely done. And I think that if I spend the next 2 days, maybe 3 days filming that overnight and working on it, that I can have it completely done. And then of course it'll just be dropping 1 or 2 videos a day until I wrap it up for you guys. But I definitely want to get Dark Souls Remastered completed and you know, up on the channel before I cover a new game, which, like I said, the earliest game I can think of would be Kingdom Hearts 3, unless you guys can think of something else. A game, you gotta understand, I've been out of the news for like a year. Last year I really didn't pay too much attention to what was coming out this year, so I'm just getting to looking at calendars and release dates and stuff like that. So I know you guys can be my eyes and ears out there and let me know if something's coming up. Many of you are going to be asking about Red Dead Redemption 2. Yes, that will be coming back. If you guys remember, I think I posted my last video for that game, right, November the 2nd. That just so happened to be the day that my father died, November the 2nd. So obviously I stopped. I posted again on the 24th, and then I didn't come back until the 1st, posting more Dark Souls footage. Now, of course, once I got into Dark Souls and I knew the new year was coming up, I had to kind of halt everything except for Dark Souls Remastered because I knew I wanted to get that one done. So I will be going back and playing some Red Dead Redemption 2. It'll probably be early next week. I'll sit down and I'll give it my undivided attention because that game has a lot of systems, a lot of buttons, things to remember. So when I finally play that game again, I want to go through it and not stop until I'm done with it. Because I can already tell you right now, when I go back to play that game, I don't remember nothing. I remember the story, but I don't remember all the buttons. There's a ton of buttons that this game has, a ton of different control schemes. So but I have not given up on it. I don't want L1 Gaming, I don't want you to think I've just forgot about the fact that you and your family gifted this to me. I definitely don't want you guys to think that I'm never going to come back to it. I just had to get through my father's death, and then of course catch up with the channel, catch up with my freelance stuff last year, close some things out with that. It's just been kind of a bottleneck of projects, but like I said, now I have plenty of time to just settle in and get it all caught up. So Red Dead Redemption 2 will come back. I know for many of you, you've already played the game, so I don't know how many of you are going to want to follow that series, but it's going to be coming up, like I said, very soon, once I'm able to sit down and just play it. So it's probably going to be early next week, and I'll sit down and play it, and then I'll start posting that footage for you guys as well. Many of you said, hey, are you going to be covering Darksiders 3? Yes, you guys know I'm a big Darksiders fan. Darksiders 2 was heavily covered on this channel years ago. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I probably have the most extensive coverage out there on YouTube. I think my playlist is 20 something hours long. It's a let's play, it's the harder difficulty in the game, and it's all the trophies, all the side quests. Pretty much everything you can do in the game is on the channel, and I kind of want to do something similar to that with Darksiders 3, because I can of course do the RTC and put up regular trophy guides. So at some point that will be coming down the pipeline. and then Dark Souls 3. I've been working on Dark Souls 3 for like 3 or 4 years. I'm Praetorian and Dormaso 3 helped me put together notes for that game way back in the day. So that's about 60% done as well. I don't have the notes ready to pull up for you guys. I have to transfer them over to my Google spreadsheet, but it's about 60% done. So there's a lot of stuff like on the verge of being done, right? It's just there's multiple projects, and what's crazy about the new direction I'm taking with the channel is that I can actually do multiple projects now all at once. I'm not limited to just covering one game for 30 days and then another game for 30 days. I can cover 2 or 3 games now all at once. It doesn't really affect me in terms of my mental state. It doesn't stress me out. And it's a lot more fun when I can break away and play something different. But if you guys will bear with me, we'll get through all these projects, and then we can, like I said, we'll focus on the new projects as the year continues. But that's the quick update. Again, thank you guys so much for all your support, and I'll see you guys right back here in the next one. You guys be good.